Hi,
Hello,
Paola.
how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry, I was like having a lot of things to solve, but I'm fine.
No, you're good. You're good. That cuckoo clock reminds me of the one my grandma used to have in her kitchen in Long Island.
Now we got that in Austria
Oh,
a few
wow,
years
that's
ago.
wonderful. I can tell how ornate it is. Where are you located now?
I'm in Jacksonville,
Okay,
in
very
Florida.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm landlocked here in Kansas City, so I just every time I hear Florida, it's like the ocean is just right there.
yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
So, well, hey, thank you for taking a minute out today. And the first thing I want to get into before we get into your life and your work and what makes you who you are is how did you survive COVID? The last 3 years was quite an ordeal. And I know it was handled differently in different regions, but overall, how did you get through it and how did it change the way that you do things now?
Oh, the past 3 years obviously have been so difficult because of what happened with COVID and everything. And that was the time that I was working on my book, actually. So it changed the way, because before you could do like these events for your books and everything, but after COVID you had to rethink how you work and how you get your message out without having to do events, live events, or getting in contact with people. So it's been a process these 3 years to I launched my book, and it was a great experience. And now I'm trying to just get my message out. Still, it's a good message that I have to say with my book, which is, I talk about anxiety and motherhood. And I feel like even after those 3 years, like these anxiety levels are high for everybody. So I feel like my book also can help other people to go through any anxiety issues they might have.
So you're originally from Colombia, correct?
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about how these seeds of becoming a writer and becoming who you are. How did that happen?
Oh, when I was little, I started reading fantasy books. But and then I was thinking like, oh my God, that should be so cool to write something like this. But for me, it was like an impossible dream. I thought it was something like, I cannot do that. But I started to write, and I wrote like short stories or poetry and here and there, and I didn't share it with people because I was feeling like, no, this is like, no, nothing's gonna happen with this. Later in life, I I had that dream still, like I need to become a writer somehow. So I decided to study journalism instead, because I thought it was kind of like maybe more acceptable
Yeah.
to go to the journalism career. And then and uh, I moved to the States. It was like 2002. Um, and I worked as a journalist for a while, but I still had that, I need to write a book, I need to write a book. So I started writing a story, and it took me 8 years to publish it, but it was my first novel, a fantasy novel. And after that, I decided, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to write books. I'm not a journalist. I think I just need to get my writing career going. And
Yeah.
I decided to quit journalism. I haven't done it in a while. So that's
Yeah.
basically how it happened. But it's like a road from childhood. And yes, like when I left Colombia, I never imagined I was gonna stay in the States. I thought I was gonna come here for a few months, learn English, come back to Colombia. But just things started to, you know, working for me here. So then I stayed.
So when you were young, what did you want to be when you grew up? Was it always writing?
It was always writing. I knew I needed to write because that was like I knew I was good at it. And I knew I was like, I felt comfortable writing and communicating by writing. For me, it has been difficult to be a public speaker or something like that, but writing, it's natural. So I knew I needed to do something with writing.
So who's been a hero for you? Who's been somebody that's kind of fueled this desire to write, and just in general, who's been kind of that hero for you in your life?
Oh, I have different heroes. If I'm talking in terms of writing, of course, I grew up reading Garcia Marquez, which is a Colombian author.
Hmm.
So his books always spark something in my imagination. But I guess the book that turned things for me was the Never Ending Story
Yeah.
from Michael Ende. So I was like, I decided that moment, this is my passion. And then after that, I follow a lot of authors. Like obviously, I look at J.K. Rowling, and her career is, and her story is so inspiring. And obviously, like every fantasy author, like loves or dreams with something like this, like
Yeah.
having a book that can reach millions of people and just inspire others. So I think as authors, are those are my heroes, but my heroes in life are my parents, and they always taught me how I need to just fight for my dreams, no matter how difficult I might think they can get, or how my journey uh, can, if I find obstacles in life. So I think basically that's my hero people.
So if you could meet anybody alive on the planet right now, who would it be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
Probably J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to have a chat, a coffee with her.
Yeah.
It will
S-
be.
So let me ask you this. What is it that motivates you every day? What is the fire that keeps burning in you to be who you are, to write and to do what you do?
Right now, I believe are my kids. I think just waking up and seeing them and being an example for them makes me a better person. And also by me following my dreams and being resilient, I think I'm showing them also that inspiration. So I think they are my teachers and I am their teacher. So it's kind of like a mutual thing, and that's
Yeah.
what inspires me every day.
So what's been the best letter that you've received about your book? Best fan letter?
There was actually, there it was not exactly a letter, but I um, went to a book fair, very important book fair in Bogota, where I'm from, and um, to see kids approaching me and ask me for autographs. And there was some kid that told me like, "This is my favorite book. You are my favorite author." I'm like, this is my first book. And that really, and just seeing his face, like it was like lit up. I was like, oh my god, just having that in-person reaction was amazing. So
Yeah,
I guess that also inspired me, like to see, to put fire also in kids or in other people and make them dream.
absolutely. So, oh, there's a wasp that, oh, sorry. I'm outside and I was just watching this wasp for a minute. So let's say you have a dream tonight. You run into the 20-year-old version of yourself. You could give that younger version of you a piece of advice based on the life you've led, the wisdom you've gained up to this point. What would you tell your young version?
Don't waste time of like thinking of what other people think of you. You just believe in yourself, because I feel like my younger self didn't believe in her um, as much as she should have. And I guess if I could go back in time, I would just tell her like, listen, just believe in yourself. Don't waste time thinking of, am I good enough for this and that, or for these people or for other people. Like, just believe in yourself, because you have what it takes. You are enough. That's what I would say.
So at this point in your life, what are you the proudest of that you've done?
I feel like just sharing my stories, make them public. I feel like there is a courage of like writing something and just let it free for the world to see, because it's like you're unveiling all yourself. And just I think that's something I'm very proud of. um, the book that I wrote for the moms especially was a very intimate book, and it was very hard for me to just release that story and share it with others. So I think I'm very proud of that.
So everyone out there has a perception of you, your family, your friends, your readers, but you ultimately live your life. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Oh, that's a difficult question. But I believe I'm just a soul that dreams and that is living this magnificent experience in this body life. And I just want to inspire others and also get inspired by others. So that's basically what I want to do every day, just embrace life.
So there's a part of me that has an adventurer in me, and I'm always curious about other places. What's the coolest thing about Colombia that you could tell me as someone that's never been there? What's something that you either miss or that's wonderful about Colombia?
I feel like the people is wonderful in my country. You can find, uh, you're always gonna feel welcome, and people will treat you like you are the king over there, because people love to talk, to interact, and I miss that. I miss that interaction with others, and especially in Colombia, people are very happy. And I know that some people might have a misconceptions about my country, but people will let you know that that's not true. We have so much to offer to the world, and people in Colombia is amazing. So I guess that's what I missed.
I was talking to my stepdaughter the other morning, and we were talking about coffee, and I thought that Colombia was the place that produced the most, and it's not. It's I think they're number 3 on the list.
Yes, but but for many it is the most delicious.
Right, that's the thing. I was surprised that Vietnam was number 2.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize where it like came from. Trying to think what was number 1. Do you know what number 1 is?
I believe it's Brazil.
It is Brazil. You're right. Yeah, yeah. It just escaped me for a minute. So, um, yeah, that's funny because that was just yesterday that I was talking about that and Colombia came up. So it's crazy. So, um, but if anyone out there wants to pick up the book, learn more about you, anything pertaining to your world, where's the best place to go?
I have a website. It's www.paolasur.com. And over there, I share everything. You can find my books there or things that I write randomly. I don't have like a schedule for writing in my blog, but I do it randomly and I like it. But also in my Instagram account, it's Paola Sur author. I believe that is the place where I can also communicate with people and let them know about my life and what I'm writing, what I'm doing. So I guess those two places.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I really appreciate you opening up about the book and your life. This has been fascinating. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. This has been
Absolutely.
nice.
Best
Thank
of
you.
luck with everything.